Alex Hormozi says something that most people are too scared to hear.
Your job isn't safe, and your savings are a mathematical lie.
Think about the math for a second. Let's say you want a decent car. Nothing crazy, just a nice $50,000 car. If you're lucky enough to save $250 a month after rent, food, and taxes, do you know how long it takes to buy that car in cash? 17 years. You will spend nearly 2 decades of your life, your best, most energetic years, working 40 hours a week just to sit in a seat that someone else is already driving today. By the time you finally save enough for it, the car is a piece of junk and you're 20 years older. Does that sound like a plan, or does it sound like a prison sentence? The brutal truth is that a job doesn't make millionaires, it makes employees. You won't find anyone on the Forbes list who got rich by saving their salary. They got rich by owning assets and mastering high-value skills. Alex Hormozi is the perfect proof. When he quit his job to start his first gym, he didn't have a massive safety net. He had a skill: sales. He knew how to get people through the door. There was a moment where he had his last few $1,000s in his account, sleeping on the floor of his gym, facing total failure. But he didn't go back to a job. Why? Because he realized that at a job, your income is capped by your boss. But with a mastered skill, your income is capped only by your effort. He went from nearly broke to making his first million in a matter of months because he stopped trading his time for money and started trading results for money. But here's the most important lesson Alex ever taught, and it's the reason most people still fail. He says the biggest trap isn't laziness, it's shiny object syndrome. People start learning sales, then they hear about crypto, then they try real estate, then they pivot to AI. They go from one skill to another, never getting past the beginner phase. Hormozi's secret? You need to focus on one thing only. You don't need 10 ways to make money, you need one way that works, and you need to do it until you are the best in the room. You have to commit to one skill until it pays for your freedom. If you keep switching lanes, you'll stay stuck in traffic forever. So, how do you actually get out? You stop saving pennies and start investing in the only thing they can't tax or inflate: yourself. If you work a job that requires a manual, you are replaceable. That is the digital cage. But if you master one high-value skill, whether it's sales, marketing, or code, you become the plumbing of the economy. Here is your 3-step exit strategy. 1. Stop decorating the cage. Stop buying things to make your 9-to-5 life bearable. Use every extra cent to fund your education or your runway. 2. Pick one skill, not 5. 1. Master it until you are in the top 10% of people doing it. This is your key to the cage. 3. Build a freedom runway. Save up 6 months of living expenses. This isn't savings, it's aggressive patience. It gives you the power to say no to a boss and yes to your dream. The moment your one skill starts paying you even half of what your job pays, you have to make a choice. Are you going to give another 17 years to someone else's dream, or are you going to bet on yourself? Stop waiting for a right time. The right time was 17 years ago. The second best time is right now.